Well, I came to LA to work. I didn't really know it was going to be in the entertainment business. It was an entertainment law firm. In fact, it was a prominent one. But I did not go into entertainment. I did everything else. So if your client needed to buy a house, there I was. If your client needed to do something else that wasn't entertainment, there I was. And then I developed a securities and corporate practice. And I was running around the country buying and selling companies. One of my partners was gay. He was the only one in the firm who didn't know he was gay or didn't think anybody knew he was gay. He was a wonderful guy. I loved him. But he came down with AIDS. I went to every gay lawyer in the firm, and by this time there were several. And I said, you have to be tested, and you have to see a knowledgeable doctor of this. I said, you know, and some of them were still in the closet, but I knew. And I said, if you want to hit me, hit me. But you've got to take care of this. One of the lawyers in the firm would come by my secretary's desk and say, is David in? And she'd say, no, he's at a funeral. And they say, okay, and go back to their office. Didn't ask any questions, weren't surprised.
How do you process this?
You try not to. You go home at night and you try to put it out of your mind. I think it was Buckley who had suggested that the way to handle this is as soon as a person got AIDS, you tattooed his ass. That didn't go well with the AIDS community at all, and it was stupid. But that's the kind of stuff that was going around. I was a board member of this gay center in the, I guess, early 80s, late 70s. And then I was called by APLA, which was a small, new organization with limited budget, with a capital L, to be their general counsel. And I thought, what the hell, I'll do that. And I got involved, and I got more involved, and I got more involved. And then I became chair. To raise funds was not easy. And the number of clients was rising fast. And we couldn't take care of the people we had, let alone the more that were coming on. We were desperate. Craig Miller was a young man with an idea. And he came to us and he wanted us to do an AIDS walk. And we had to put out money to get it going. Advertising and logistics, and it wasn't a small amount of money. And this was scary, because if it didn't work, we had a big loss. But Miller was he was captivating, and he talked us into it. And we figured, well, maybe we'll make a little money. I think we made $2 million. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And as chair of the board, I had given, my usual thank you for coming speech. And I stood up and there was this sea of people. They were just everywhere. And I couldn't talk for a minute. It was just amazing. And then they gave me a bullhorn, and as people came back, I thanked them for walking. And I was hoarse. It was the most amazing thing. Not only just for the money that it brought in, which was really needed, but for the support we had. I mean, there had to be thousands of people out there, and thousands more who gave. Well, the first medical breakthrough was AZT, but it had a lot of side effects, and it wasn't as good as they'd hoped, but it was, you put your patient on it anyway, because that's all there was. they were coming up with advances that were better than AZT. But we're talking about a long period here. This is, they hadn't come up with the wonder drugs when I left APLA. So we're talking about, 84 to 92. And we're talking about a long time. The real AIDS wonder drugs that, people are taking now that have made it like diabetes. They didn't come along for a long time. And a lot of people died. Things changed over the years dramatically. I mean, from the closet to Congress, those are big steps for just the community. AIDS forced people to recognize that their friends and relatives were gay, and they were still their friends and relatives. Gay people started coming out in droves, and for young people, it doesn't seem to matter at all, at least from those I know. I have a transgendered niece and a gay nephew. People recognize the gay community as people. That came out of it. It helped us become who we are and out. But that's a horrible way. I mean, people will say, well, the Holocaust gave us Israel. Yeah, that's nice, but 6 million people died. So it's not so nice. I'm very proud of what we did at APLA and are still doing at APLA. We provided life-extending services to thousands of people with AIDS so that their lives were better even though there was no cure for the disease. But more importantly, when the final pills came out that would extend life indefinitely, there were thousands of people alive because of what we did with them and for them that would not have been alive to take these pills. I am very proud of that. And everyone affiliated with APLA should be very proud of that.